Bang! What's up, guys? Needs Knives. I'm Jared. I'm with my lovely wife, Kara. Today we are
Hello.
talking about the Wii Vapor. So let's get to it.
All right.
All right, guys.
A
just
we have a we.
we have a Wii just under 7 inches. It's about 6 and 3/4 overall. The complete blade length is just under 3 inches.
Did you
The
memorize this?
Yeah, the cutting length on this is just over 2.5 inches because it has the finger choil. There's S35VN, titanium, and carbon fiber. And let's do some size comparisons.
What is?
We got the Leak by Kershaw,
I'm coming in with the mini dog.
mini sheepdog.
Are we doing pivot to pivot?
Yeah, that's the
The leak like has no pivot. I can't see.
And we also have the Kaiser Rogue. We're just trying to get some knives in here. They're about the same size.
Go ahead.
And then here is the Kubi Thanatos. I know a lot of you guys probably don't know that one.
Yeah, man, we have no relatable knives. Let me do this one.
Yeah, you can down here. Let me flip these over so you get. Oh.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Play with knives, you're gonna get cut. Can I come in?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, here's an actual knife you might know. ZTO 450, and then the mini grip Tillian. That's actually a decent. I want to flip these guys just to give a you know how it always looks different. So there's pivot to pivot. They're actually
it's also really close to the mini grip too.
It's super close to the mini grip. Do those together. That's a very good
very good right there.
I would say that's like a good reference for like how big is it? Oh, it's about a mini grip.
Yeah, about a mini grip. All right. It does have a hollow grind, so it does get, and it's got a very
You want to show them closely?
Yes, it's got a very thin blade stock thickness altogether. It's I don't know the exact measurement, but you can always go on Blade HQ or on
And it's like a rounded blade stock, which is cool.
It's definitely rounded, crowned at the top, so it's very smooth. It's got the hollow grind, so it gets extremely thin behind the edge. Super slicey. I mean, this thing goes through stuff like a laser.
Yeah, it does.
And it's got the finger choil, which is great. And even with my large hands, it fits just fine.
Yep.
And I can actually get even a 4-finger grip on the handle.
Can you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I could see that. My hands, you know, there's still some hanging off there. So, and that's not choked up.
Show mine really quick. Mine, as you can see, it's perfect.
You can't really see your hands all in the way.
Is it? Well, yeah. Right here.
Yeah, that is perfect. I didn't realize it fit you that good.
100% perfect.
Choke up on it.
And then if you choke up on it, it's even better. I mean, it's and hold it like that, get it like that, all different ways. It's rounded all the way around. We're gonna get some more of that.
Yeah, I love that rounded stock.
It's got the jimping on the back of the blade, and the blade lifts up on the heel of the blade right here where your thumb can go, where you get very good purchase. They did perfect jimping.
Ew, my fingers are gross from work.
Some jimping is done very bad. Some jimping is
done. Somehow the jimping is even rounded too, which I like.
That's what
but
I mean.
It still
works. Yeah, it's done perfectly. I mean, it's a Wii knife. I mean, you guys, and it's also the price on this guy is $250. So it is not cheap, but it's worth every penny. It's the hardware alone. I mean, this hardware all the way around. It's a T8. So they didn't get the small hardware. I think they do. They do all.
I like the big old fat hardware though.
Yeah, they do all their hardware in house. So, and I mean, the best hardware I've ever taken out of a knife and found. I mean, I don't get no slipping. It's deep enough. It's you know, some of those little details really counts. You know, when you're a knife owner, because you could take apart this thing forever and keep putting it back together.
And they
still have
didn't
good hardware.
Loctite unnecessarily.
Yeah, no, it came out just fine. Everything was just fine. And even if they did, I mean, it locks up so good with your bit that it works great. The carbon fiber, very smooth. I mean, it's like you almost don't even feel it.
Oh my God.
On the
Okay, I want to
titanium.
show them. It's like bubbled out a little bit. And I know they have a couple other designs Wii does where I think it comes out a little bit more on the what's that other one that looks like this but it's bigger?
Oh man, I don't remember.
We'll get it together.
I'm
depending on you right now.
Oh my God, I don't remember.
Well, whatever. There's another one that does this. It's not the Deacon. It's not the Deacon has carbon fiber. Whatever. Point is, there's another one that's even more bubbly. But I love this. Like it comes out a little bit. It's not like one where you can't feel it. You can, and I know some people think that's bad when you can feel the transition, but it literally is like 3D. Like I don't know if you can see there.
It's so smooth when you rub it,
oh
when
my
you feel
gosh, it
and
is.
Also,
look at it. Just look at it.
Yeah, and it's a very good cut of, like, they make sure they do, like, really good carbon fiber. It's rounded all the way around. All these edges are completely rounded.
Even look at the jimping on the lock bar right here. It's so, like, petite and, like...
And since they rounded
But the way they chamfered it, though, it's very easy to still get in there.
So easy. And... since it's rounded so much, I mean, not saying this in a bad way, I'm saying this in a very, very good way, because this is titanium. It almost feels like plastic because it's so rounded, and I mean that in 100%, the best good way. Well, of course, it doesn't feel actually like plastic. I'm saying the smoothness. It's so smooth. They literally rub this down so soft where there's no texture.
You can actually see the lines in there if you look really closely, the mill lines or whatever.
Yeah, the machine work.
Machine lines. Oh, and I did just want to point out, because I see through the camera that this carbon fiber almost looks like it's doubling as an over travel stop. It is not. They have this cut around here, just so you know. It's weird. It kind of looks like it's in the way, but it's not.
But it does still because you can't.
Does it?
Yeah, it's still an over travel stop. It's still an over travel stop because you can't.
It's cut around here.
The titanium isn't. Yes, it is. Wow, yeah.
Yeah, try listening to your wife next time. How about that?
I thought the carbon fiber was overlapping.
Say it. I was.
I was wrong.
And I was.
And you were right.
There we go.
You got it on record.
There we go, folks.
But they did not cut out any of the titanium inside here.
You're out of focus, sweetie.
Sorry, you go ahead. They didn't cut out any of the insides of the titanium.
No, there's no.
But it doesn't matter though. It's still very lightweight. I'm not sure the exact weight. I did not, but you guys can look that up if you want to. If you really want to know all those little specs.
I'll tell you that for a knife this size, it isn't.
It's very light. Very, very light.
Honestly, like, it's not even really that much heavier than the grip, and this is FRN. It really isn't when I hold them together. So there's a slight comparison for you. It's really not. Feel it.
Oh, I'm sure it's... No, the grip actually feels a little heavier.
I know, it does.
The grip's heavier, for sure.
So there you go. There's a comparison for you.
That's we don't do actual real weights here.
We just do comparison weights.
Comparison weights.
You have to always know another knife to know the weight of the one we're doing.
Yeah, right. No, it's very light, but a knife like this, you're not gonna worry about weight anyways. Anybody getting a knife this size is not worried about the weight.
Can I say something? I'm doing it.
Go ahead.
It's not drop shutty.
No, it's not drop shutty,
but
it's super smooth.
So you could slam it shut if you want. It's like once it's broken in.
Slap it shut.
I call it slamming.
Okay.
Slamming.
Yeah, slam your knives.
But yeah, you can do that kind of move if you want. But I couldn't do that right away with I could, but it was kind of hard. So now it's a lot easier to do that. But it's not really meant to be that kind of knife. And as knife lovers, we love all knives. It doesn't always have to be the most drop shuttiest thing ever. Like, this action is amazing in its own right.
Okay, we're into some action right after the close-ups.
I got excited.
Okay, the clip on it is
not
done.
In focus.
All right, the clip on it's done very well. I can't see the camera.
It's okay. I'll hold it.
It's done very well. It's very it since this is such a light knife, it It's done very well. It's very tight, very snappy. It's
large for the size of the knife too.
Considered a deep carry, so you do have a tiny, tiny bit hanging out your pocket. Yeah, not very much.
That right there is what you got.
The back spacer on it is carbon fiber, and it is very beautiful. Pretty. Goes all the way up the back of it. So this knife is almost like a
It's not an integral.
An integral.
It's not.
I know it's not an integral. It's almost like it because it's not a see-through, so stuff will get it won't just flow through it. It will get trapped in there.
If you look close, you can see those fibers in the carbon fiber. It's really cool.
It does have a lanyard hole, perfect size. When you do take it apart, though, I will say though it's very easy to take apart. Everything it slaps right back together. When you tighten it, it goes right to centered. It only wants to go to one spot. There is no middle ground, so you get perfect every time when you put it back together. At least with this, I would imagine this is with all of them though. So it's not like you got where it can be off-centered. It's when you put it back together, it goes right to centered. That's where the action's perfect. That's where it's nice and smooth. It feels like it's on glass. It is so smooth. It is on bearings. That's another thing. It is rolling on bearings. It is ceramic bearings. So it's super duper smooth. The detent on it is perfect. We're going to get some action here in just a second, and I'm going to explain the detent and how the action feels and everything. But I guess I can't mess with it.
What are you trying to say?
So let's get you guys up here now.
Okay.
Enough with the close-ups.
All right, goodbye.
Talk a little bit more about the knife. All right, guys, let's do some action. I want to say a couple things. The carbon fiber, since it goes over the lock bar, you don't have to worry about hitting the lock bar and it not firing, which is awesome. Sometimes I know a lot of people, it drives nuts when you touch the lock bar and you can't open the knife.
Hey.
The action on this thing is super crisp. It's almost a knife that's, it is a knife that's extremely difficult to fail. You can light switch it or you can push button it. It does have a tiny flat spot back here for you to push straight in for the push button. And it fires fast every time. Now, the hole in the blade, you cannot finger flip it. I have been able to thumb flip it, but it's not made for that, so I'm not going to show it. No, it's difficult, so it's not for that. I can do it if I really want to, but you can pinch it, pull it out very easily, and roll it up, so you can slow roll it very nicely, and it feels very good when you do that too. Does. So, but yeah, it does have that action where it's not drop shutty whatsoever, but it's not made for it. This is a very light blade. This knife, it's not one where you just take it out of your pocket and it just, you just drop it. This is a very, I don't even know what you call it. It could be considered a gentleman folder or just a very light, perhaps. Something like that, or just a small knife for very precise cutting. And this thing is a precision cutter. It is
I like
such
doing
a laser.
That closing on it though, where I usually put my finger on the ramp right here where the jimping is and just
like that.
Yeah, I just do like a little.
Yeah, and then the detent is right there, so you can early detent. But since it's not drop shutty, it doesn't matter. I can drop it to right there on my thumb, then push it. If I hit the detent, then you can push through it. It is a very well executed knife. Every bit on this knife, you can tell the details that they went through to execute on this thing. You can just see every inch of this knife was thought about, and you can see it in the knife. You can feel it in the knife. It was definitely well thought out, and even the hole right here on the blade, this is all chamfered all the way around it. It's really super smooth for pinching. So I guess if you were gonna do some type of pinch cuts or or anything, even when you put your finger on top of the blade, this is all rounded, this is all crowned. I know we already said that, but you can do some very precision cutting, you know, because it's, I mean, the blade's about as long as a finger, but I can back up just a little bit, get some fine work done with this thing. And like I said, this thing is a laser when it goes through stuff. And this is probably one of the thinnest blades in a good way. That we have.
Still feels so strong.
Next to the leak. The leak is probably a little bit thinner, but this is definitely sharper.
I think the leak is thinner, and I think that the Wii has a thicker or a stronger feel to it.
Why don't you show them that? Show them what it comes in.
Oh, the case?
Yeah, this is the case that it comes in. It comes with a card, and it comes with a knife wipe. They're Wii.
It's one of them fuzzy cases.
Wii knife wipe, so you get that. I love the knife wipes. I use the heck out of them. You get a card.
What's it even say?
It's a nice pouch.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Oh, it also serves as a certificate of authenticity.
I like that they stopped that old hardware they were using on their pivots.
The one where it actually was like
the star, and then
you know how I feel about. I hate those stars.
A lot of people did.
Well, it looks like it makes me feel like it's a toy. Or like it looks girly or something.
Yeah,
I don't.
Communism.
Not that it can't be girly, but like, I don't know.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I like the color
like
that this one came in. I think it comes in a couple of. Yeah, it comes in a gray, and then I think one other color. I know
I don't even know. Normally, I always know the colors. I don't know for that one.
Yeah, this one comes in gray, and it comes in just bare titanium.
Isn't there one like the bare one has like blue hardware?
They all have the blue hardware. All of them.
That hardware is kind of bluey, purpley.
Yeah, but they all have this color hardware. But like I said, I love this hardware. This hardware is done just great. They still have their Wii pivot, and this is a
it's done in a better way though.
It's a keyed pivot system, so you only have to take apart this side of the pivot, but there is screws on both sides, so you do have to take those apart. But like I said before, you can easily just take apart this side, take it off, take it apart, clean it off, slap it back together, screw these back in. You don't really have to worry about this side. It all flows screws back together so good. And what else? The stop pin is very small or thin on this knife, but blade. I mean, it's a very light blade. So it's not something where I need a heavy use, big, thick stop pin. I mean, I have no problems with that. I love it. It's
it is really little.
It's very nice. There's absolutely no blade play or lock rock.
It's one of those ones where the blade goes over the stop pin, where it gets hidden once it's open.
Right.
So once you open the knife, you can't actually see the stop pin, which in my opinion, that's kind of a stronger design. It's like the bare knuckle.
The stop pin's right here on top.
Yeah, it's just like the way the bare knuckle is, where it locks over.
Right here's the stop pin. Yeah. But yeah, same thing like the bare knuckle. That's the same thing. But it's the tip on this thing is a little fragile though, since it is so thin, so you want to be a little careful with it. But I mean, this ain't a knife you're going to be prying nails out or anything like that. Like I said, this is going to be for some precision cutting, and yeah, I think it's well executed. I like the sound of it. Nice and crisp. I love the push button on this thing. And the detent on it, just going back to it really quick, it's a strong detent for crisp action, but since they executed the jimping so perfectly on the back of the flipper, it's comfortable. It's something where you could flip all day and not get sore. I mean, I would never get sore from something like this. The locking mechanisms, very easy to get to, very easy to unlock, so you don't have to worry about your fingers getting sore from using it. It will definitely work just fine with sensitive hands or sensitive skin. Done very well, and I do like this knife a lot. I think it is very great. I love the machine work they did on the lock bar. And that's about it. Yeah, guys, why don't you like and subscribe our channel and stick with us. Hopefully, we're going to be doing some how-to videos pretty soon. We just wanted to execute a lot of videos with some reviews and, you know, find our place here. And we're going to start doing, hopefully, a lot more stuff on how-tos on knives and you know.
Lanyards.
Maybe a few lanyards, but
you sounded super excited just now when you said that.
The mechanics.
You were the one who wanted to do a lanyard video. I just want to point that out.
Yeah, I do.
Let the world know this guy loves making lanyards. He does braids.
I've never even made one.
Oh, you do, just like when you braid my hair.
I could braid some hair. Yeah. But I bet no, I've never made a lanyard yet. I don't think I have. No, I got a lot of beads though to make some lanyards though, so yeah, maybe we'll do that. And
we do it all.
But I do want to do some how-tos on how to fix your knives and stuff like that. So
maybe you should tell them a how-to on how to end this video.
Well, we're gonna end this video with bang.
Oh my god, you and that bang.
Ta-ta.